Right now, there's not a single thing I can't do.
Ah, yes. Back at it again. How's it going, y'all? How y'all like that latest video, man? How y'all fucking with it? What do y'all think? I was spitting. Kisame, my favorite Koski, miss you, goated. Yes, sir. How y'all feel about that latest vid? Shit was a movie. Spitting. That's a fact. I'm gonna do an earlier part of the stream. And we're gonna start with some reactions. We're gonna react to some dorks. Because we're frame one, we get dork comments. Shit cracks me up. Gotta really capitalize here. We should start a Patreon for real. I'm trying to support one of the fellow Last Stands who fight with honor. I mean, I would, but Patreon, I don't even know if you gotta pay to make a Patreon or like what the bare minimum is. If you want to support me, then I'm pretty sure all my links are in the description. I do appreciate y'all who donate through YouTube though, but if you guys are gonna donate and help out the cause, don't donate through YouTube because they take a portion for some fucking reason. YouTube takes a cut of the money. Oh. Now. Go. 3. Go. 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 What's wrong with you? Whoa. I want a free dog. I'm about to give her a fuck away, bro. You see me working? Move. Christ, bro. I opened a bag of Popeyes. I can't even get my fucking headphones. She's just sitting there. If you're hungry, your shit is right here. Eat your food. Leave me alone. You too, Toby. I see you eyeballing. That ass. My fault, y'all. I was getting my headphones. Making sure the audio's good. I never streamed early like this before, but I'm gonna start streaming like after vids. Oh yeah. All right, so like I said, we're gonna start the stream. Sorry, it was a slow start. We're gonna react to a lot of these comments. I like using my direct studio. Are so good. See if I'm just gonna look at all these hells. I wonder if anybody's just bugging now. All right. All right, I applied to some of these, but like I said, you really some of these you just I genuinely feel like at a certain point I can't escape the madness. I feel like I'm gonna Genju too at a certain level. Can you guys read this? Is this big enough for y'all? Can y'all see this, or is it too small? Okay. Make it bigger. That's a lot easier than it sounds. Alright, I think this is the biggest we're kind of gonna get. Is it? Is it good? This is legit the biggest it's gonna get. Otherwise, it's just gonna start not being able to be seen at a certain point. All right, so I go from top to bottom. I don't think there's an order. We'll go newest to oldest, right? We'll go top. Nah, newest. Shit my mind. Alright. So Swanky says, I just left Tekken to play Sparking Zero in October because I didn't like the state of the game was in. When I did that, everything I saw was money matches, beef sets, the best characters who have to play in cheese strats. No one was just showing off fun and good fights. It just happened with Bleach where people were trying to have a beef sets, then proceeding to use Aizen. Once all of that is over, you don't see any of this. You don't see any of that on the page until or update or DLC is announced. I can respect Serious and Lotus because they did not force themselves to make content for a clown. Tekken 8 is in a bad state, but the community never tried to promote the most corny things about it. Actually, supposed to get good. Well, these anime games so far just fine exploit. Yep. W comment from Swanky. I 1000% agree. I think Syriax and Lotus is one of the few dying breed. I think Syriax probably has always been my favorite out of the big three. He's very genuine. Like when everybody's clowning, sparking, and everybody's trying to downplay the fuck out of the game. You know, in the beginning of the cycle, he was one of the only people who just said, "Well, I'm having fun." All right. And when people were exploiting stuff, he blatantly called it out. He's like, "Y'all are dorks." Everybody's like, "Oh, it's just in the game," making content off of this. And he's just like, "Nah, y'all are dorks for doing shit. Y'all are crazy, bro." I respect to you, Edge. But W comments from Swanky, definitely agree. Nick the Shooter, yes sir. Yeah, the roster complaints annoys me every time a game comes out, as if the cheesehead's gonna play a moment where right, that's what I'm saying, or Hirori. Like, that shit pisses me off in ways I can't even fathom. Why do y'all niggas sit there and talking about, oh, we're missing characters in Bleach, when if they're not meta, you're not playing them? I've made this argument since Storm because people are like, where's the DLC? Where's Shikadai? Where's all these other characters from Boruto? They're not in Storm 4. Oh my god. And I'm sitting there with a straight face like, why do y'all niggas care if you only are playing Pain? You're only playing the EMS Sasuke. What are you complaining for? If this character doesn't let you have complete control over the game at 90% of the intervals, you're not touching them. And the proof is in the pudding because you don't already touch the rest of the roster. If the character's not meta, 9 times out of 10, you're not playing them. So what would change with this other character if they're not meta? What, that's your favorite character, so you would give it a try? No. Delusional, no. You're not picking them up. If Unohana's not meta, nobody's playing her in Bleach, bro. Y'all are delusional. You're not playing her. Why are you complaining? Oh, bro, we missing so many Bleach characters. I just don't get it, bro. And then we look at your content. We look at who you play online. Y'all niggas don't touch nobody but Byakuya, Aizen, Bankai Ichigo, and that's it. Y'all niggas don't touch nobody but reawakened characters and characters that have free neutral. Y'all don't touch nobody else online, bro. This shit is sad. It's very sad. That and Soifon, but I see less Soifons by the day because people are actually finding out how to beat Soifons. Shit is sad. All right, next we got Kid3973. Appreciate the comment. Yes, sir. Great analysis. It's a shame that the concept of fun in video games, particularly in the niche, seems to be a foreign concept. Absolutely. It really is a perfect storm of daggers constantly skinning projects. Wish we could go back to that PS2 era of gaming, but it is what it is. I'll subscribe to your channel. Look forward to more uploads. Absolutely. Thanks, Kid. We got ourselves a new supporter. Absolutely. I appreciate you. And that's all, like I said in the video, that's all I'll be trying to provide for y'all, bro. Like, that's it. This shit is literally it, bro. My goal for this channel is to give y'all that old classical era of gaming. I'm trying to bring back when gaming was about gaming. Not about who has the best build, not about who's the best character, not about how to win online. Back when you picked a character because you liked them. I play Toshiro because I like him. Toshiro is far from the best character in Bleach. He's mid to low tier. He's really not that crazy compared to half of the roster in this game. And yet, in these videos, you see me making the content. You see me make him good. You see me learn these characters fundamentally and make them look good. All I want to do is spread that mindset and teach people how to do that. I don't have to play Aizen. I don't need to play Byakuya. I don't need the best build online. The best combo online. The best optimal combo online. Why? It's dork behavior. I don't want to play like the next person. And I kind of miss when people would come up with their own combos. The biggest complaint I had with this was Dragon Ball Fighters. Dudes would get on Fighters and do nothing but the same combos. I was probably one of the best auto combo users. I know that's a crazy statement. Niggas good with auto combo. Stop talking right now. I know that's a crazy statement. But the thing that made me one of the best auto combo users at the beginning of State of the Game was due to the fact that I didn't play like everybody else. Y'all don't understand how easy it is to figure niggas out once you realize, oh, you're just doing the same combo that the nigga on YouTube showed you how to do. Majority of the fighter player base do not know how to play outside of a corner. They have no idea what to do. If you're not on the corner and they're not pressuring you out of neutral, they have no idea how to defend. They have no idea how to combo in the middle of the screen. They gotta be in the corner. They gotta do the exact same B&B as their favorite YouTuber showed them. So once you figure that out and you just force the entire match to the middle of the screen, you can win very easily. It's not that hard. And it's sad to say that, like, majority of gaming has come down to people trying to over optimize every little aspect of a game. It's boring. It's completely ass, bro. I don't want to pull off the same combo as 10 other niggas. It's boring. It's unoriginal. So that's something different that I'm going to be doing with the guys going forward, is giving y'all different routes. I don't want to teach y'all how to play a character and have niggas, like, when I teach Toshiro, I don't want 40 Casher and clones online. I don't want 30 Kaizens playing Toshiro the exact same way I do. That's not my goal. And I feel like when people make these guides, that's absolutely their goal. But because of the way they pitch these guides, the way they pitch these gameplays, like, the best, you want to, when you hop online, make sure you finish off with this B&B to get your optimal max damage combos so that you can win. Like, bro, shut up. Like, I don't want to sit here and tell y'all, do this B&B with Toshiro, do this. Like, no, I want y'all to be creative. I want y'all to play in y'all own way while learning fundamentals of what I can teach y'all. That's what YouTube used to be. That's what anime and other games used to be. But that era is lost, bro. Now all niggas want to do is teach you how to play the best way possible, and it's just very old. Getting on Bleach? Yeah. Once I'm done reading the comments, I'm gonna play a little bit of Bleach. It's selfish that way. I'm gonna Shunsui chokehold, bro. Me and Berserk have been doing Shunsui like impressions for the past 3 to 4 days. That shit's funny as hell. Alright, next comment. Neon Knights. Another problem, the fact that content creators who complain about the lack of turrets and ranked and other minor issues make it such a big deal that their viewers are accidentally manipulated to think that the game is bad because it lacks a few features or has a few bugs. Games are made for fun. If a game has fun gameplay, then the focus should be on the fun gameplay. Thank you. Not the bugs or lack of certain features. Features like rank won't be a big deal. PS2 days and everyone enjoyed their game. Now everyone pretends like ranked is an essential feature in a fighting game. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Can we get a Geen guide when I learn them? I have no idea how to play Geen. Niggas called me crazy when I said we don't need rank. I caught strays for saying we don't need rank. What is ranked but a reason for you to prove that you're good on a game with magical points? Why is it so important in this generation to be max ranked? That's all it is. Do you know what ranked allows people to do? It allows them to make content in the easiest way possible because all niggas care about is imaginary points. That's easy eats. We got ranked mode bet. I know exactly what type of content I'm making. This character's crazy. This character got me to Z rank. This character got me to this rank. Streaking on ranked for 10 minutes. Like, it's so fucking simple. Like, it's so delusional. It's sad. It's incredible how much niggas... Oh, but it's a basic mechanic that all games had, bro. Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2 had rank. Should it be a game mode? Yes. But why are we pretending like it's the only thing there? It has to be there. It has to be. We need a rank. I need to see the points. I gotta know. I got something for it. I gotta know I won. I need the points. I gotta know that I did it. Like, it's sad. Y'all, there are people in low rank that are better than people at high rank. Ranked and the current generation does not dictate skill. That age has been gone for many, many years. Many years. After PS3, bro, do you know how many people like found ways to boost, found ways to loophole? That's when games started getting easy. So if a game is easy for you to exploit, how the fuck are you gonna flex your skill as if it's a feat? When all you can potentially do is get to that rank by playing said way that doesn't require you to think. If I give my little niece the controller and teach her how to spam and zone with Aizen and she gets max rank, does that make her a top player? That makes her a top player? That's so stupid. She's automatically top 5. That we don't care about neutral, we don't care about fundamentals, we don't care about how skillful these people are without playing a game 24/7 and learning loopholes. Nah, we care about imaginary ranks. That is what dictates whether or not somebody's right and wrong these days. And that's the truth of the matter. Dudes want rank so that they can prove their points and use the rank as a reason as to why they're right or wrong in arguments. That's all people use ranked for. Nobody uses rank for anything outside of, hey, I know what I'm talking about because I made it to XYZ rank and you didn't. Therefore, in my opinion, is better than yours. That's all niggas do. Nobody cares. I'm Z rank, bro. Stop talking to me. What rank are you? Oh, okay. That's all. Like, y'all don't actually care about the atmosphere. Y'all don't actually care about the gameplay. Y'all literally use that to justify why you do certain actions. Broly's not that broken. I beat him. I got the Z rank. Skill issue. Get around it. Niggas don't care nothing about the skill, what character you used to get there. Like, it's sad how many screenshots I go through on Twitter daily and see niggas posting Super Saiyan, not Super Saiyan, using UI Goku to get to Z rank. Look, guys, I finally got to Z rank. You see a UI Goku in the background. Why am I clapping for you, dork? You got there easy. You took the shortcut. What are you looking for recognition for, dork? Why does that even matter to you? Why is your life so sad that an imaginary point system matters to you that much? And that's a whole nother problem in its own right. Because anime community is just sad in general. Because most of these niggas don't touch grass. They got no friends. Working minimum wage jobs. They have no real life accomplishments. So the truth of the matter is niggas want rank because that has to add to their life existence. These niggas are taking up time slots. Y'all have to realize that. A lot of this community, a lot of this generation is taking up time slots. I say this all the time and Hoshi cracks up. Like, people just get... They start crying when I say this shit. But there's genuine men who are no longer old in this planet. Kobe Bryant died. Michael Jackson is dead. DMX, Tupac, Biggie, niggas that meant something are gone. And these niggas genuinely wake up with strive, fresh out of bed, logging on to Twitter, logging on to YouTube, and flexing, zoning. Look what I did. Get good, bro. Wasting time slots. Get around it, bro. How to play UI online. How to max combo online. Sad, you're wasting time, bro. Sad. Niggas that are supposed to be here, you replaced. And this is what y'all do? I will never sit here on the internet and tell people to off themselves, but I think you genuinely, if that is what you do with your life, you should get off the game, get off the internet, and genuinely spend a couple of weeks thinking about why are you still breathing? Why are you not on a ventilator? What are you doing with your time? Because your purpose right now is to get up daily, post clips of you spamming on an online game for points that do nothing for your long-term livelihood. Nothing. You don't get money. You don't get clout because you got 20 clowns behind you in the clown cart. So dudes will LOL, haha, like your comment, whatever. There's 20 other clown carts. They're going to do the same thing. So you have no long-term purpose. Nobody really cares about you. It's not about building your name up because half of these niggas don't even have YouTube channels or take it seriously. That's all I want to say on that part. Wasting time slots, bro. What are you doing here? Bro, I just pulled 1000-Year Blood War Ichigo and Senju. What? Is it W or normal? What are you... I need you to retype that, bro, because that came across me. Bro, I just pulled 1000-Year Blood War Ichigo and Senju. You must be talking about that gacha game. That's the only thing that comes to mind right now. I'm gonna read y'all comments once I'm done with all this stuff. I'm gonna go back up and then respond to your comments while I play Bleach. But alright. Yeah, but I agree. W comment from Neon, like, we don't need rank, bro. Like, ranked is just an imaginary system so that people feel like they're superior to others. I learned that in the biggest environment possible from Naruto. You had a grown-ass man walking around calling himself the CEO of the universe based on a rank, based on how often he wins on an online video game. Delusional. Absolutely delusional. No job, no real-life feats, an absolute nobody. No pockets. But these people genuinely feel like they are those guys, like they're the main character. Like it's a disease. Like I genuinely feel like anime games give these people an outlet to just be weird in real life by taking these games that are easily exploitable and making these people feel like they're superior because they can't lose. But not realizing long term in 5 years and 5 minutes, nigga, that shit's not gonna matter. That's delusionality for you. Next comment, OG Grim. I really do get the frustration, but you're looking to place blame and fault on the symptoms. People playing the meta is never and has never been the problem. W comment. All games with any sort of competitive aspect, winners, losers, have meta, and yet players playing meta don't kill other games. There are two problems that are at the root of this issue. Devs not properly testing, quality checking their game, either because they don't care or because they just don't have the time to do it. Two, people who buy these games with the support it or we don't get another mentality, incentivizing these games to be pumped out as minimum viable product cash grabs because their money is nearly guaranteed despite product being sub. That part is true. Also, people do have fun in different ways. There is no one set definition makes something like a game fun. It would be egotism to say that these people not adhering to my definition of fun or problem, etc. Again, people playing the meta is never have been the problem. Look no further than a game like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where the meta tends to be a different iteration of I go first so you can't play the game so I win. Sparking Zero and Rebirth Souls don't have anything that comes close to that, yet people still play the game. You know. So this is one of the only comments where I 50 agree, 50 disagree. The second point I agree with. I definitely feel like this shit is the facts. I've also talked about niggas pre-ordering deluxe editions when they know games are going to be mid. Like, niggas already pre-ordering Demon Slayer 2 when we know that shit's going to be ass. Right? I don't know why people are doing that. Now, this is partially true. All right. I think this is true as well. I think companies should be at fault. Like I literally said that in many of my rants. It's not like, oh, it's just a community fault, but it's not about just placing the blame. It's not about... This, to me, feels like a cop-out. Like, well, meta's always been a thing, so why is it a problem now? It doesn't matter what game or context it is. Meta is a problem. It has always been a problem, in my opinion. And last but not least, this last statement of, like, you can't dictate what the definition of fun is. I get that comment often. This is probably my most favorite, like, anti-argument from my videos when I rant. I've gotten this specific comment like 12, 20, 30 times about people saying, well, you can't dictate what fun actually is, so how do you know they're not having fun? And like I said in many of my videos, if it is fun for you to get online in a video game where you have the choice to enjoy yourself, matter of fact, nah, fuck that, because that's gonna still sound like it's just arguing for my favor. Let me pretend I'm you. How much fun would it sound to get on Sparking Zero every single day? How much fun do you think you're having long term getting on a game playing UI Goku every single game because it allows you to win? How much fun is that? How much fun is it to get on Bleach Rebirth of Souls and play Byakuya at every single game post patch and not allow people to have their turn because it allows you to win? If that is enjoyable for you, you have a mental problem. That's not a debate. That is not an argument. Because that is hypocrisy. Enjoyment is something that long term is subjective to an action that allows you to feel fulfillment. Now, of course, you could argue that seeing the win screen is an automatic dopamine. It allows you to have fun. That is, in fact, enjoyment. But human beings by nature get tired of repetition unless you are insane. This is not like just a point I'm making. This has been humanly tested. This is an actual definition of insanity. Like, you can't do the same thing every day of the week and not get tired at any point in time unless you are absolutely insane. Batman, Bruce Wayne, is insane. That nigga gets up every day, goes outside, knocks niggas out because his parents were killed. He should be put away. That's a problem that he never dealt with, right? So if you as a human being find playing meta in a video game environment that is not specifically made or catered just for you, and you don't generally care about the online community, you're just worried about your enjoyment, that doesn't make sense to me when there are single player games that allow you to do what you are currently doing with a higher dopamine effect without necessarily tearing down somebody else's enjoyment. Does that make sense? Why play an online video game when I can play a video game, put on mods, never lose, and achieve the exact same dopamine effect? Unless there has to be some level of ill intention behind it, which is I get enjoyment out of you not getting enjoyment. If they achieve the exact same levels of dopamine, they achieve the exact same level of enjoyment on both sides, at some point, from the single player to multiplayer, there has to be an agenda involved for you to have some sort of joy out of doing something that doesn't allow the other player to enjoy themselves. That was the most psychological breakdown I've probably ever done on the channel. If you could not follow that, I'm sorry. I'm not going to go back. But if you couldn't understand that analogy, basically at a certain level, there has to be another alternative motive outside of you just having fun for a stern reason to hop online versus doing it on a single player game. And the answer clearly is egotism and being some level of sadist, that you get enjoyment out of the next person not getting enjoyment. Like, fun is subjective, but you have to realize what comes with that subjectivity. Why is it subjective in case A versus case B? What in that scenario changed for you to have fun? The only thing that changed is online versus offline. Why would it be more fun for you to play online in a game and never lose versus offline in a game and never have fun? The only thing that changes is the other player participating. I'm telling you niggas that it is not enjoyable for the other party on the other side of that controller to go against said playstyle or meta. Despite any game. It's not fun to hop online and Black Ops and go against niggas spawn camping with maxed out guns from YouTube videos. It's not fun. It's not fun to get on 2K and play against maxed out presets from YouTube videos when you're damn near 99% chance to win. It's not fun to get on Tekken and play against overpowered ass characters or OP loops, infinite shit that y'all niggas finding in games. It's not fun. It is not fun for the other person for you to get on the game and play loopholeish. Oh, but it's my game. I bought it. It doesn't matter about their fun. Why should I care about them? Then again, that answers your question. If you don't care about the other person's environment, then you are admitting at that point that that other aspect of why you are enjoying it despite it not being single player is because you are in fact doing it online because you enjoy not allowing them to have fun in that game. You can't, there's no version of this where you can escape that argument and say, well, it's just because, no, there's, we can play chess, but I'm not going to do it with y'all niggas. Because every time I try to get into these arguments with these dudes like this, and shout out to him for responding, this isn't me attacking him, I'm just generally summarizing every argument or comment or debate I've had with comments like, oh, well, you can't do, like, you can't define what fun is, like, that's not really fair. You can't say that they're, you know, a problem. It's egotistical for me to say that as a community, we should all be trying to play a game in the most neutral based way possible so everybody can have fun. But it's not egotistical for y'all to get online and play guaranteed win ways. And then also sit there and try to say that it's enjoyment for you to do it. If I give you a solution that allows you to enjoy yourself while achieving the same result, you'll tell me, no, I want to do it on this game right here, this one. No, it has to be Storm, it has to be Sparking, it has to be this one online. And then when I say why, it's because I enjoy it, bro. And I bring up the fact that allows you to enjoy it, which is you're a sadist, you like making people mad. And I've had this actual conversation on Storm, by the way. I've asked Puppet players, nigga, why do you play puppets? The community doesn't like you. And what cracks me up about the Storm Puppet dudes is they are literally psychologically programmed to the point where they sit there and act like they don't understand why they are disliked by 90% of the community because you're playing a different game than the game, right? Your character plays a different game. It's not balanced. That's not fair, right? And then at the same time say that I picked this character because I know it'll piss you off and I enjoy doing it. It's a psychological mental game that you can't win. You can't win. I've had the comment. Why do you play puppets? I like pissing people off, bro. I like seeing their reaction. So you admit you enjoy being toxic. But I like puppets. I've always liked puppets. Nerf the puppet, never touches it again. So it's that one specific factor of being in invincible mode for a certain amount of time, right? This factor that gives you a greater chance of winning despite you knowing that both parties are not enjoying themselves, that allows you to play this way, is the reason why you continue to play this way. While you continuously also saying that's not the reason why I would do this on any game, it's the developer's fault for allowing me to do it. That is so head-crackingly hypocritical to me, but I don't know. That's insanity. That's a lack of self-accountability. That's a lack of self-awareness. That's a lack of reality. They don't know how to interpret reality. Dudes do not know how to interpret reality. That's the one thing I've learned from the anime game space more than anything. Niggas just don't know how to interpret reality. And I need to get that sound clip from Miss. I'm gonna make that a soundboard. They don't. Niggas interpret their reality based on what they think, not on facts. You think this isn't fun? Well, that's your opinion. No, I just sat here for the past 5 to 10 minutes breaking down in 4 different examples, mentally, psychologically, and physically, why what I said makes sense and why yours doesn't. And then they'll sit there, goalpost move the argument and say, nah, bro, that's your opinion. We disagree. You can't win with these people, so I don't. And Yu-Gi-Oh is a kind of a horrible example, in my opinion. I think Yu-Gi-Oh is a horrible example because Yu-Gi-Oh niggas are like, Yu-Gi-Oh is one of the outlandish communities where it just doesn't die no matter what happens, because we all know Yu-Gi-Oh niggas don't shower. Like, majority of Yu-Gi-Oh players at a hardcore level are dudes who just have no social lives. They are the odd ones out. If you're hosting a Yu-Gi-Oh event and you have to put up a sign to tell niggas to take showers and baths, that's not every Yu-Gi-Oh player. If you like Yu-Gi-Oh, shout out to you. I'm not saying like, oh, you don't bathe, you like Yu-Gi-Oh. That's not my point here. My point is, if a majority of these people mentally cannot clean themselves, first of all, that's already a mental red flag. And 2, that just means that you are so dedicated at this subject that you are not willing to take care of other tasks. If bathing is one of them, I can only imagine how many other things that should be a priority aren't. So that's an odd one out. You can't really be like, well, the game isn't dead, because regardless of what happens with Yu-Gi-Oh, these people are so loyal, they don't bathe. They aren't willing to put the cards down. So that's kind of a bad example, but I understand the point he's trying to make, but I wouldn't necessarily have used Yu-Gi-Oh in the meta argument. I would have used, an FGC game or something like that, but you can't use a card game for a debate when we're talking about fighting games, because they're like, especially anime fighting games. That's 2 different things, bro. That's like saying Pokemon card games never ended because, despite there being a meta card out at the moment, people still play it. These are diehard fans. Like, it's the same reason, despite for lack of better or worse, why Storm Connections and Storm 4 Stars player base. Like, these niggas don't play or do nothing else. So that's a horrible argument, in my opinion, versus a large majority of games, though. So I feel attacked. Yeah, shout out to OG Grim though. W comment. I don't agree, of course, but thanks for allowing me to sit here and rant for like 5 to 10, 20 minutes about why that comment had to be addressed. I get that all the time. That's why I ranted for so long. I get that comment all the fucking time. Well, how come you don't get to dictate what fun is? Who says you get to dictate what fun is? How do you know the other person's not having fun? You can't get a ruler out and dictate when the line is crossed. Like, clearly it's not black and white, but come on, bro. Let's not let's not be delusional here. Let's not sit here and pretend like the average player getting on Sparking Zero is gonna enjoy themselves playing against UI and Beast Gohan every match. Let's not be delusional and sit here and try to pretend like, well, the person picking it might be having fun. Then you're admitting to purposely killing a game because that's what's gonna happen. That's what happens. All right. All right. God Momentum 11:30. I can't express how many times I've said that exact thing, and folks try to argue me that just because they win more, that means they're better than you. So I have scenarios I'm better at the fundamental mechanics, 50-50 reads, spades, punishes. You're better at exploiting broken system cheese. That means you're better than me. Yeah, okay, buddy. Literally. W comment, my guy. God Momentum. W comment. I completely agree with that. Me and Spartan Zerk, he's up there in the comments, bro. We've had this debate with Storm players for like 7, 8, 9 years, bro, on why you winning in a 1st to 5 doesn't necessarily automatically mean that you're better than me. Especially when in these sets you're playing nothing but meta. We are over here limiting ourselves, not picking the absolute best characters in the game, and y'all niggas will not stray from the best 10 characters in the game. So if you win that set, then that does not automatically dictate that you are better than me when your characters have free scapegoats to give you combos, loopholes, and resets that allow you to do more damage than me regardless of what I do, no matter what I do. So no, nigga, you are not better than me, and I gotta say that shit again. No, nigga, you are not better than me because you see the win screen more than me. That is delusional. What dictates how somebody is better than you is neutral, reads, right? How better some people is based on their reaction time, how they play, how they adapt. Not because I saw the win screen, because I beat you by a small amount of health or I beat you by a large amount of health. It's literally a skill-based thing. Characters take into account on the win screen. And some people just can't fathom that. They can't. They can't. So W comment. Honestly, I think the FGC is the worst community ever. I disagree. I see FGC people come together and support each other. I used to call it crutches cam. I used to call it crutch characters. I see FGC content creators work together. I see tournaments being held. I see shit being banned. I see people picking variety. No. I don't see FGC games being purposely killed off. I don't see FGC people. FGC dudes will host tournaments and ban stuff they know is stupid. While in the anime gaming community, it's glorified. What? You know Infinite? Bad, bro. $500 money match right now. Let's see who wins. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, you lost. Skill issue. Skill issue. You got a deal for the next week getting memed on why you lost the 1st to 5 set. With a obvious exploit, but, you know, we're all going to sit here and pretend like it's skill-based. Yeah, delusional. Alright, Stone Cappy Bar of 420. I'm still playing Dragon Ball FighterZ. Praying one day we get One Piece or Naruto just like it. Yo, me too, bro. I've said that shit, yo. Hey, yo, W Stone. Fucking me too, bro. Don't mind me if I can't spell. I'm not used to being up at these hours. I'm only streaming because I had a couple of errands to run, and I'm just like, fuck it, let me just stream. Let me piggyback off my video, get some extra clicks while I'm at it. Yeah, I'm still on the train. I haven't played Bleach yet, but I did jump on Spark Zero after the drama cell, and I have been having some casual fun. That's good, man. I think you should, man. Self-plug. Self-plug. To join the Discord. Remember, guys, join the Discord. Mr. Said admins, please do plug the Discord if you guys can. Guys, join the Discord, man. We're dork free in there. It's a very chill space. Yes, I put 1L. Very chill space, man. Alright, let me see. Silent John, good video. You address most of the point stats wrong with the anime game community in these types of games. Yes, sir. I do the impossible here. Here at Kaizen Corporation, we don't do censorship. I wish niggas would call me into a Twitter call and try to sit there and what did you mean by that? Yeah, they definitely do that shit. Well, you shouldn't say that, bro. What do you mean? Yeah, okay. What's your thoughts on games like these having ranked modes? I don't get why they would even include a ranked mode for a game that is meant to be unbalanced. Ranked would imply there is competition amongst fair play and both sides have a good chance to make the most of their duels and an activity. And you don't really have a whole lot of that if everyone's picking the same characters just to get easy wins. I can already imagine the skill issue comments, but still, what are your thoughts on this? So, and I'm just gonna repeat my comment of what I said. I'm pretty sure that's the one reply. It's just me. Yeah. So I don't think any game is gonna be perfect. I think games should come out with ranked modes, but I think the problem is developers, myself included, highly have underestimated Dorks in the past years. The developers make ranked in good faith that with the 100 plus characters that niggas demanded and nagged them about for the past years, they would use, right? So one of the biggest things for Sparking Zero before it dropped is those movie characters better be in there, bro. The roster ain't looking too good right now, bro. I better see the movie characters. I need my Z Broly. I need Bojack. I need Janemba. I better see them. And here developers in good faith say, okay, you know, we're listening to the community. You know, surely they're asking for these characters to play them. Surely they wouldn't demand a list of characters just for them to never be used. Surely. Right. Go. Surely they wouldn't get on a video game and play one character out of 150. They wouldn't do that, right? What's up, Xanos? And unfortunately, that's exactly what happens. So I think that's why, you know, they just don't have variety. You know, developers think we got a variety of characters here. Some are balanced, some aren't. But with the full usage of roster, regardless of balancing, it'll be more enjoyable than anything. You know, at least you have something to work for. And you can just have fun online with this set character and learn their kit. What they don't realize till this day is that, no, right? This isn't PS3. This isn't the 90s, right? We're not... That's not what happens. What happens is niggas frame one, make YouTube videos on how to play the best characters, and from that month forward, you're going to see that one character every single match until he's fixed, patched, or taken out the game. So I think developers just drastically underestimate how big dorks are in this current generation. And I don't blame them, because I did for many years myself. I was in the Discord call for many months before Sparking came out saying that this game's not going to die that quickly. I would be baffled if the game died quickly. Like, with Afro Senju and Rhyme Style and Syriax and Thada Doya and I'm trying to think of like a lot of other slow plays and Steed Dodge, all these bigger YouTube creators, there's no way that meta would strive because these are good guys. Like, they'll spread non-meta and it'll encourage people to play other characters. I was horribly wrong. Majority of them didn't play Sparking Zero long term. They made like 3 or 4 videos and then it was Ghost Town. And the only thing we had left was upcoming dorks looking for clout, showing y'all how to play the most dork way possible. And that's exactly what happened with the game. Niggas looking for clout, showing y'all how to do infinites, showing y'all how to do infinite resets, showing y'all how to do stupid shit that spread like wildfire. And, you know, that's what we were left with. I was under the impression before the game dropped that it would be hard for Sparking Zero to die or be toxic because we would have two sides of the community fighting for priority. We would have the new school people, who I would call the dorks. Those are the biggest dorks. These are the dudes looking for exploits, looking for bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Frame one, niggas hopping on looking for broken characters, putting out guides. The old school people are the dudes like me who play neutral, We like fundamentals. We don't care about who's the best character. We want to play our favorite characters, and we want to master the mechanics. I figured it was going to be a battle. You know, I thought it was going to be balanced. There was going to be bad, there was going to be good, but Sparking would live long term because of that. And boy, oh boy, was I wrong. Boy, oh boy, was I wrong. Like I said, because dudes didn't help the state of the game, because dudes basically just left it to die, because dudes did nothing but do ranked all fucking day, the game just took a hit. It took a hit. The game ain't even... There's no coming back to Sparking Zero. And the company's even more delusional because nobody asked for Daima. Nobody gives a fuck, bro. If I could have a conversation with the Bandai dev, a genuine one-to-one conversation, I would look him straight in his eye and be like, bro, I'm gonna be really fucking real with y'all. Nobody gives a fuck about this Goku. Nobody. There's like 20 dudes who finished the anime that's like, oh my god, this is gonna be cool. You got a couple of bootlickers who will buy any DLC I'll put out, but nobody wants this, bro. We want maps, bro. We asked for maps. We asked for Hell map. We asked for Kami's Lookout. We asked for the iceberg. Nobody asked for this shit, bro. We asked for Super 17. You saw that nigga meme to high ho. We asked for Super 17, Ice Shenron, Omega Shenron. We already have Omega. Sin Shenron. You know, Trunks from GT. Gohan from GT. Goten from GT. These are characters niggas would actually play because of nostalgia, long-term playability. All right. Nobody gives a fuck about Daima. I'm not touching Daima characters, bro. And the truth be told, nobody's playing Daima characters long-term because they're weak characters. Daima Goku's cracked in the right hands, but you gotta be actually good in the game to play him. He's not a pick-up-and-play character. And based on the community I'm watching, they're not touching this nigga. I can't infinitely dodge. I can't heal. I can't infinitely loop you. No infinites. Yeah, bro, I'm not playing him. That's how it's gonna go, bro. It's a waste. It's a waste. Completely sad, bro. That's my answer for that. Good discussion. Yes, sir. All right, so we're gonna read this. So I've actually been doing a lot of thinking about the topic adjustment to this one. What's the criteria that makes a game competitively viable long term? After trying to put together criteria such as game's balance, random elements, developers' intentions, I realized that no game played long term fits any criteria outside of the community feels like it. Yeah, basically. Truth is, there is no one to blame, but no one to be upset at. It's not context of that's fault, it's just the community. I disagree with both. Dark Souls 3 Nartrium, which is apparently broken, busted with hoping that could play competitively today. Samurai Showdown 2019, which is arguably a perfect competitive game. High risk, high reward for C's. Non-existent, I might not just see speaking. What games people accept to play long term is completely arbitrary, my friend. Have a good one. That's fair. I can see why you would say that, because games that you would think die or should be dead don't die, and games that you think are gonna be like long-term valuable just die off instantly. But I do think that, and at least in the anime game niche, that it is largely up to the developers and content creators and the community. The community follows, at least in the anime game niche, content creators. Right? Because in the content creator niche, we have only a handful of dudes who are leading the forefront. You got your Afro Senjus, you got your Rhyme Styles, your Syriacs, your Dododoyas. You guys know who they are. So, in that niche, if a certain amount of people in that same circle put out a certain opinion, that opinion is going to affect whether or not people even dictate to play the game long term or even deal with it. Right? You also have upcoming dorks putting out that same meta opinion that often long term hurts the state of the game, such as broken guides, how to do loops, all that type of stuff. And long term, it just doesn't help the state of the game. I think I think what he's saying is true. The community is very random. But I think that works for the FGC, but I don't think that works for the anime game community. I think that's completely different. I think the FGC community, that 1000% applies. But in terms of the anime game community, I don't think that's necessarily the case. That's a very good counter argument, though. You missed the main reason anime games died. They just aren't good. I think I give a pretty good reason. Like I said, it's not completely the community. I think companies also have a large part of this. Like, I don't want y'all to sit here and think it's just the content creators and the community. I've said in the video that it's 3 different parts of this. And companies are definitely responsible for putting out half-baked games. Like, that's the new meta right now with anime games. You drop a game, you wait 8 months for it to be complete, and then they expect you to still play it. Like, come on, what are we talking about here, bro? We're gonna be in August, going in July, and finally Bleach is gonna have every game mode, expanded characters, and solid online experience. That's delusional. That's delusional. I'm still going to be playing Bleach because I like the game. I like that this is probably the most fundamental based anime game I've played in years, millennia. But to think that majority of the player base is going to still play the game is completely... Come on, bro. What are we talking about? You think niggas are still going to be here in DLC 3 waiting for Unohana? What are we talking about, bro? Because you might add rank. You might add tournament. Ranked, I can get behind, but endless lobbies, tournament not being in a game is inexcusable. I'm not getting behind that. Yep. Bandai. They need to get Bandai off this stuff, bro. They need to stop letting Bandai make games, bro. Give it to somebody else. Stop letting these greedy fools get their hands on it. There's chips up there. If the game isn't balanced properly, you can't blame players for picking the way they do. A lot of anime games are just gimmicky and full of cheese, so it attracts people to enjoy gimmicky cheese success. I already talked about this in the video, but I'm gonna just say it again. I don't know why people keep acting like there's a gun to your head. Yes, you can. There's nothing wrong with it if you do. Yes, you can blame players. Yes, you can. You should. We should. We should be blaming them. We should be holding them accountable. Why are you... That's the question. That's the only question that matters. Why are you purchasing a $70 game to play one character, find an exploit, and do it for hours on end to be a dork? That is the question that matters. Yes, we can hold them accountable. We can blame them. Should we be blaming the developers? Yes, because why are you dropping a game that's easily exploitable? Why aren't we doing betas? Why aren't we testing stuff? But we absolutely can blame players for doing it as well. There's no gun to your head. Why are you still playing UI Goku till this day? If I turn my system on right now and go to ranked, I guarantee you within 5 matches I'm playing UI Goku. Why are we still doing this? 5-6 months into the game, why are we still doing this? That is a choice. That's a choice. And I've already defeated the argument of, oh, but what if it's their favorite character? What if... Do I have to, like... Come on, bro. Don't have me pull up the video. Now we're looking for it. Where is it? I'm pretty sure it was my original. I was a fan of Wheelo since the game came out. I think it was this one, bro. Where is it? Where is the part where I mean that shit, bro? I'm just gonna play the clip. It's somewhere. Somewhere in here. I've been a fan of the game since Wheelo came out. No, you haven't, bro. Half of y'all too young to even know who Dr. Wheelo is. What are you talking about? There we go.
To suddenly,
I've already
like,
defeated this
the
argument
character
countless
that is
times,
the
bro.
easiest
That
to
makes
play.
no
I don't
sense.
know what you're talking about, man. I was a fan of Dr. Weirlo since the movie.
Across the media, you just so happen when the game drops to suddenly like the character that is the easiest to play.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I was a fan of Dr. Weirlo since the movie came out. He's been my man's. Matter of fact, I got a statue of him right here in my bedroom. Here, look. I put him right next to the statue of Android 19 and 20 before the game came out.
You know that nigga lying, right?
There seems to be a correlation.
Right.
Okay.
It's fine.
How long will you be here?
What? Another hour.
Another hour?
Daijobi. You give him his medicine today?
Relation here. Either there's that small 2% of you guys who are telling the truth, and that's genuinely your favorite character.
In a way,
because I do know
people
a couple
repping the
people
brain
who
and jar as their
genuinely
fave. Yes, they were.
Vegeta.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. There were people genuinely trying to sit there and tell me that Weirlo is their favorite. Tell me that the androids were their favorite. Dudes tried to sit there and gaslight and tell me that the androids were genuinely their favorite. And I'm gonna say the exact same thing I said in that video. Where are you? Where did y'all go? Where did y'all go? You remember how many people had Broly, Z Broly as their favorites? Where's the Broly mains? Where did y'all go? Where's the Jiren mains? Where's the Vegito mains? I don't see a single fucking Vegito on this game anymore. Where's the Vegito is clean. What are you talking about? Of course people love Vegito. You remember when he beat Boo? That's a fair point. Where the fuck is Vegito? Where's Vegito, bro? Where's the Brolys, bro? Where's the Jirens, bro? Where's the Wheelos, bro? Where's the androids, bro? A lot of y'all niggas pretending like that was your favorite character, and yet I don't see y'all nowhere online. Crazy how that works, right? Crazy how characters who are people's favorites change based on patches. And I should have made that follow-up rant, because I told y'all I was going to be on your ass too when that happened. I predicted it was going to happen. Sitting there trying to gaslight. I should have made that follow-up rant video as well. I should have pinned every single one of y'all bitch-ass niggas and then made a rant. Calling you out specifically by name. I should have done it, but I didn't do it. What? I've been a Zigo Gita, bro. Stop. I've been using him since Raging Blast. You can't say that to me, bro. Nowhere to be found. Niggas nerfed Afterimage. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. I guarantee you, right now, they patch UI Goku. You won't find him nowhere online. You're going to see nothing but Beast Gohan. You will see no UI Gokus online. None. None. You don't see no Keflas. You don't see no Brolys. You don't see no Jirens. You don't see no androids. You don't find none of them niggas, bro. You don't see them nowhere. Let them patch UI Goku tomorrow and make him a balanced, viable character. I guarantee you, you will never see a UI Goku on this game again. I guarantee you. Ain't gonna happen. Yo, Extreme, welcome, brother. Welcome. Well, I'm telling you, though, that's the gaslighting we deal with, though. Y'all don't believe me. Y'all don't believe me. I have 1,000 comments. I can't even go through every single one of this. I could find it. I'm not going through 1,000 comments right now, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I've had comments and then trying to sit there and gaslight and tell me that's my favorite character. People play these characters because it's their favorites. I've had the comments, bro. Crazy. We're talking about the anime game community in general, but Sparking Zero is the current topic, yes. Alright, let's continue with the comment. But yes, Jade, Jackal, 4. I like your number 4. It's my favorite number. Yes, we should be blaming players for picking as they do. We should be holding people accountability for picking cheese. It's the same thing with Naruto. It's the same thing with fighters. It's the same thing with every game that drops. If you like a character, that's fair game, bro. You're not a demon for automatically liking a top character, but we know what does make you a demon: suddenly dropping the character because they're not top 5 in the game. That's a cop-out. I wouldn't drop Toshiro suddenly because they nerf him. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't suddenly now start playing Toshiro on Bleach if they gave him a huge update, a huge crazy buff. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't suddenly play Toshiro every game on Bleach because he's buff. That's delusional. But that's what half of these people do. So either y'all lying or you delusional. It's one of the two. I know what answer it is. Even still, it's up to the player to use and abuse these mechanics. Yeah, that's right, Jeffrey. You're absolutely right. Dom, favorite comments, bro. He be coming up with the best debates, bro. No, it's up to the devs to put them in the game. I'm not gonna blame the players for playing the game. I've been saying it forever. These anime fighters need to beta test these games to find most egregious problems like infinites. I agree with the half of that by the end. The rest of this, I disagree with, obviously. Like I said, I'm not saying developers are not. This is accurate. This is correct. Developers need to post betas. Developers need to. They need to let the dorks play the game so that they can fix what the dorks are gonna do. The problem with saying this part is that, as proven with Sparking Zero in the latest case, it does not matter how many patches they put out. It doesn't matter if we get a beta. It doesn't matter. Because people are going to look for the next best thing and optimize it. It's impossible to make a perfect game. But the pure fact is people in this current era, this current anime niche circle, break their necks to look for stupid stuff. So we can't blame a company that blatantly tried to fix a game when the same people who playing the game are going out of their way to find patches and stupid stuff that they fixed. Y'all already saw my video when I crashed out the first time. If y'all are new to the channel, go check out my stuff, bro. The receipts are there. I don't lie. Y'all already saw the video when they made the patch. I believe it was UI Goku. I think it was this one. It was either the Unstoppable Force or it was this one. But basically, in the video, we had Frieza. We had a Frieza main. Let me see if I can find it. Is that? I see a cape. Where's Frieza, bro? I'm trying to find the Frieza. Yep, this is the video. Yep. This is the video. They took out infinite leg sweeps. Sure. They took out infinite leg sweeps. They said, yo, my bad. We didn't intend for this mechanic to be used that way, which should be common sense. And yet niggas were trying to justify why leg sweeps are fine. I didn't think I need to break down why infinitely leg sweeping is stupid. Why you shouldn't be doing it. I don't care if it was intended or not. Mentally, why would you be going behind somebody and leg sweeping them over and over again when they made an advanced combo route system? Gotta be retarded.
Gotta be. But as y'all can see, somebody looked online, somebody made a guide. I found out where he got it from. Somebody made a guide on how to do it anyway. How to leg sweep after patch. Kid you not. How to infinite post patch on Sparking Zero. I kid you not. They took it out the game, and they still found out how to do it. He had to put in a bit more work to do it. He had to be more creative to do it. But the fact of the matter is the devs took it out. It's out. It's not supposed to be done. So in an imaginary world where Sparking Zero had a beta and they took out leg sweeps post patch, you have to understand these people will sit there in the lab and find a way to do it anyway. So that's why sometimes I blame the developers, but how far are we going to blame them, bro? What if we did get a Sparking Zero beta? Okay, they took out leg sweeps. So what? You gotta have niggas like this doing shit like this anyway. Why do we still blame them when y'all are looking for it? They took it out. They said, we don't want you to play that way. And you went out of your way to find out how to do it anyway. So yes, I do. Yes, I do blame the players for playing the way they do in the game. I blame you because that is a conscious decision to do something that was taken out of the game. You said you gotta admire them. I admire them. I admire their lack of self-purpose in this world, because if I lived like that, I wouldn't want to be here. I admire how worthless you would have to be as a person to spend hours on end looking for ways to kill a game online. I admire how hard y'all go out of your way to be worthless humans. That's what I admire. I admire the pure effort of being a dork. I admire that. You aspire to be stupid. You're aspiring to be a nobody. That is an admiration, because that is a choice of wasting life. That is an admiration. Most people aren't brave enough to do that. Most people wake up to be somebody, to figure out why we're here on this beautiful planet Earth, to benefit the next person or benefit themselves, to contribute to society. But you, whew, you're a special type of human being to go straight into lab, wake up in the morning and decide, I don't like this patch, let me find out how to do it anyway. You're a special type of nigga, bro. I'll give you that. I admire you. You're a special type of waste. That is crazy. That's a special type of toxic waste. We don't get rid of y'all. We put y'all in containers, bro. Special type of dork. So yes, I do admire them. You know? So that's my argument for Dom. What if we did get a beta? Would it stop people from finding out how to do stuff anyway? It clearly didn't stop them from sparking. I can't tell you how many patches they put out for certain mechanics and gameplay playstyles that people still found out how to do. So a beta, would a beta really change that? How much would a beta change? Why are we mad at the developers for blatantly showing us that they do care in some cases? They fix it, and then the people who play these games don't care. We gotta stop blaming the developers and start blaming little Jimmy. They gotta take responsibility. What's good, press? We're talking about, basically, I just finished reading Dom's comment, which he basically said that so basically, if the game isn't balance files, you can't balance players for picking the way they do. A lot of anime games are gimmicky. So basically, it's not the player's fault, it's the developer's fault. And then Jeffrey basically said, like, no, we should be blaming the players, and I agree with that. And then Dom says basically, it's up to the devs. I don't blame the players. They should be testing their games. And what I'm basically saying is, yes, I think they should be testing their games, but players have shown that beyond tests, beyond developers patching mechanics, based on pure gameplay example, I've shown y'all the receipts. They took out infinite leg sweeps and dudes found out how to do it anyway. They said, we don't want you to play that way. That's a mechanic that negates neutral, we want y'all to play neutral. We want y'all to guess. We want y'all to play combo and figure out how to beat the other person with your brain. He said, no, I'm gonna do it. I make the rules, not you. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the loophole anyway. Maybe I can't do it the same way, but I'm going to do it. So how much of the problem is that the developer? How much would a beta do if people are going to go out of their way and find a way to do the exploit that they said they don't want to happen? I can't blame the developer anymore at that point. And people fought tooth and nail and tried to argue me down for why infinite leg sweeps were perfectly balanced and fine to do online. You can't win with these people. I don't get this. We can VC at a later time, bro. Let's get through all these. Perhaps while I'm playing Bleach in the background. But what don't you agree with in terms of that take? Because from pure receipts, what part of that don't you agree with? I don't. That's confusing me a bit. I feel like if a developer has already shown that they care enough to patch a game, and then the people who are playing those games go out of their way to make sure that the same mechanic that is stopped, right? They patched it, they put a band-aid over it, they made sure they said it doesn't hurt anymore, and you open up the wound anyway because you want it to be that way, then how is that developer's fault? Good healthy meta versus unhealthy meta. Is there healthy meta? These are the questions. Is there? Yeah, most infinite leg sweeps are, but you're talking about a game in an anime community where dudes don't play with Ethernet cables. Like, can I just get around it? Yes. Just get around it. Skill issue. Yes. But should you be able to do it? Why would you want to do that? Is it their problem, Spike? I want to watch Bebop. Alright, hold on. I've been on the comment for a minute. We could definitely do a Discord like talk after this, though. But yeah, I agree with that, Press. I think it's both people's fault. Like I said, it's not just like, oh, the player base is the sole reason why these games don't go anywhere. Developers need to make sure that their games aren't so brain dead that you can hop online and just do stupid shit. But when they come to a realization that they made a mistake or they didn't properly test or adhere to something, it's been clinically shown that even after fixing said band-aids, people tear them off. Like, they're gonna do it anyway. What was I saying? So Jade says the game doesn't have to be perfect, just not rushed garbage. They don't do beta tests, but they release a game with 100 characters. The game system itself for Spark's release isn't even designed with complete balance in mind. What do you expect with the game? It's just a party game built for fun. I mean, I would argue that's the reason why they don't feel like there should be a beta test. Or I would argue in the developers' case, that's why they feel like they don't need to go that crazy for balancing. It's supposed to be for fun. They're like, fun. It's a party game. It's not supposed to be taken that seriously, and yet people still do. If it's just for fun, why do people go out of their way to play loopholeish to make sure they win? What type of a fun game? What type of game is it when there's no risk to you? It's not even a game at that point. You're just playing God. That's not even like a risk to yourself. That's another prime example of hidden miss. That's what I'm trying to say here, bro. Like, developers have done their part. I've seen developers literally sit there and patch stuff, fix stuff, and community members go in their little documents and ask for things to be reverted so that it's easier for them to win in said party game that's supposed to be for fun. That's the whole point we're missing here. It's supposed to be for fun. We're not talking about Tekken. We're not talking about Evo. We're not talking about... It's for fun. That's where it comes across on the devs' desk that they just underestimate dorks. They underestimate how quickly people go under them and do stuff anyway. That would be my immediate reason for patching. Do I still think that we should have betas? Yeah. Do I think the devs are just dropping slop? Yeah. I don't know how, in God's name, they didn't test key blast spamming into ultimates. That frame 1, when I played the demo, I said to Nechikage, this game needs more time. Like, everybody's like, yo, we're hyping it up, this is gonna come out. I said, yo, bro, this game's not done. They need to drop this game in 3 to 4 months, bro. This shit needs to be fixed now. Like, there's no way this is gonna go well online. Lo and behold, week 1, Broly's walking around every match, T-blast into ult. I feel like for that obvious fix, developers just didn't care. They just drop it anyway. We're gonna make money. So don't think like, oh, it's just a community problem. I'm defending the developers. They just didn't care. They said, we're gonna make our sales. It's fine. We'll get a return. Don't worry about it. It's a party game. Don't worry about it. They'll deal with it. It's fine. Nobody takes it seriously anyway. Exactly. And so Shadow says exactly, and this is what I was saying in those podcasts where they were speaking on the game before it launched and after it launched, how loud do these content creators are hurting more than helping it. Fortunately, it seems like... so you're talking about the Rebirth of Souls podcast stuff. Okay. I agree. I don't think we should be giving platforms to dorks. I'm gonna drive back to open blast music. Base video, yes sir, thank you. The only thing I disagree with in this video is that it isn't solely anime arena fighting game community problem. It's a modern multiplayer gaming issue. Yeah, that's the one thing I should have probably elaborated more with. I want to point out it's not just an anime fighter gaming community problem. I definitely think Fortnite, Black Ops, Rainbow Six Siege, 2K, every game suffers from this, but from my experience, I feel like the anime gaming community has it the worst because it's not big, bro. Like, we're a small vacuum of bullshit, so it's worse. We're not even that big. My back still hurts from those Broly key black shots. It's crazy. That's crazy work. Unfortunately, this cycle has existed since the Memorial. The entire Halo 2 multiplayer community was built on gun exploits. Everybody remembering BXR. Then we came up with the silly little phrases for sniping Call of Duty, like hard scope. You know, because you sit back in the map and snipe somebody with a long range weapon that you're not supposed to give your position away. Okay, then. In this world, there are very few Dinobots, but there are a ton of Megatrons. I don't get the reference. I'm sorry. I swear I'm a Transformers fan, but I don't get it. I do not get it. Yup, social media. You didn't have people making careers out of content careers and dropping videos promoting bullshit in the game because YouTube didn't exist. That's why, yep. Modern. Internet is a blessing and a curse, bro. Glad you made this video. Everything you said was true. WJX. XJ9. W. I play Shinobi Strikers and preach the same thing you do to my friends. The integrity in anime games is gone. It's on future anime game developers to fix it. You cannot trust the community to not exploit the game's mechanic to gain an unfair advantage. I agree. I agree. You know, it's funny. I was talking to friends about mine because I'm always grumbling about this game and always bring up characters. And I'm like, what the hell is the point of getting more characters in the game when you have 200 people and only use 10 of them? Yup. Yup. Maps are a little bit lower on the totem pole for me, but main thing is, why can't I change my world color? I wish I could tell you, brother. Mechanics are the biggest thing I'm focused on, but I doubt everything will be fixed just because how stuff is played in this game. It feels like you would have to completely overhaul the system and fix certain things. Perception, for example, why can you set your counter regularly attacks, heavy attacks, super attacks, and grabs? I don't know. If you constantly spam it, it turns your character from you, meaning you as the player don't even have to do anything. The game does it for you. That's because games are made to cater to the new gens, the crayon eaters, bro. Alright, Zenos. The games are meant to be easy. They're so easy, it's easy to exploit. The 27 minutes? Oh, we are so backed, man, Hoshi. Hey, press A. Alright, let me refresh this host, see if we got any new comments, and then I want to hear your disagreement, and then I'm just going to play Bleach in the background, answer some of y'all comments, read some of y'all comments from earlier. Amazing video on why I will never take wins in Subaru, get mad in fighting games, especially. Alright. Are you in the Discord? Extreme, you in the Discord? I would love to hear. We're not gonna like debate like super long. Just I'll give you like 5 minutes because I want to play the. I'm very tired. I haven't slept. I slept, but I'm not a morning person, bro. Like I want to play Bleach for like an hour, chill out with y'all, read y'all comments, and then I'm going mass to sleep till like 8. So not super long, but I do want to hear you out. I want to hear exactly what part of that is disconnected for you, because that is intriguing me. Of the utmost importance. I am very curious. You may have some pretty good counterpoints. But yeah, if y'all haven't joined the Kaizen Discord, man, jump aboard, bro. Come join the Discord. It's very chill. I pride myself on making this Discord. It's very chill. It's literally dudes like us for real, bro. It's just chill dudes who just play the game. We talk about anime. We talk about games. We talk about debates like this. It's like no toxicity. It's a fenced, privileged community where you don't have to deal with dorks. That's the best way I can describe it. Like, everybody's be playing games. You can find matches on Sparking. You can find matches on Bleach, PC, and PlayStation. You can do debates. Y'all can talk about different anime shows. You can do clan battles. If you guys didn't know about the clan battle bot, we have that as well. You see me slurring my words, right? That's I'm tired of him. But yeah, clan battles are basically allow you to play Sparking Zero in a more competitive environment. You gain points and stuff like that. So it's a pretty good ass space, bro. Hold on, 5%. Fuck. Oh no. Some of rocks is in the man, Quintillion W profile pictures. Y'all be having the most dripped out shit, bro. Y'all so cool, bro. Y'all be having the cleanest shit, bro. Oh, y'all so cool, bro. Why y'all niggas so cool, bro? How do I use this thing? So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go here. I don't know if you're on PlayStation or like a phone or Xbox or some shit. You just join Chilling VC. And then I'll drag you into the live VC chat here. While he's doing that, you're on an iPhone. Alright, so you just join on your phone here. And once you join up a VC, I'll just drag your name over so that we can talk. While he's doing that, self-plug. If you guys haven't already, I basically talked about this in my video. But essentially, my first channel, I'm going back to it very soon. My pride and joy, my baby. Cash and fucking Kuma, bro. W channels. This is my original channel, like I said. It's the reason why I'm so vocal about this cycle, because I have nothing to really lose. There's no intimidation factor of like,
Don't say too much, bro.
you know, there's really no factor of like not stepping on somebody's toes, because one, I just don't give a fuck, and two, this isn't my main niche. Like, there's no fires that I might set that I can't get out of. Like, you know, it just wouldn't matter. Just join a VC, bro. I'm very pleased by that. What? W pin? What pin? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What pin? Talking about my... Oh. Hell yeah. Like I said, I'm multi-talented, bro. I don't know how to do that. I joined the Discord, though. I did a whole bunch of lobbies. Okay. I don't know how to direct you on an iPhone. Just follow me, yeah? So you're gonna go on your phone. You should see one of these little microphone things here. Matter of fact, let me make your life easy, right? We don't have to do all that. Let me make your life easy. How about I call you? This is, wait, you said, what's your name again? It. To you. Head ass. Head ass. Head ass. He said I for G. I agree. I disagree, Kakarot. What do you know about neutral? What do you know about balance mechanics? Meta. A Saiyan like me. Alright, I'm gonna just dial your phone, bro. Bro, this shit won't even dial. Oh my god. I sent you a friend request just to accept it. It should be in your DMs. I don't know how to like walk you through this, bro. I don't.
No risk, Kakarot. But yes, this is my original baby, man. This is my channel. Once upon a time, man. Like I said, this is my pride and joy, bro. This is my pride and joy. Look at my editing, bro. It's so cool. How did you figure it out? Ah, perfect.
Figured it out. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, perfect. So I only have 5 minutes, so I just want to get this out the way real quick. Just to say thank you for giving me the opportunity just to talk on your channel, you know what I'm saying? And, just hearing me out so you can hear my opinion versus yours. That's, that's some grown man thing to do. So I just basically wanted to say, just to get to my point, that I really don't think it's a community problem because, and I understand what you're saying. You're saying, yo, they make a patch and the way people play, it's like they try to find a loophole immediately around the patch. Right. My whole thing is that the developers aren't patching the game in a way to where it's an optimal patch. Like, for example, Yajirobe is a great example. As the way they nerfed him, all they really had to do was just give people recovery options to the point where they can instantly get back in on their opponent, like other Tenkaichi games have. That way, him knocking you back isn't so effective. It's not so cheap. And same thing with the Grand Slash thing. We wouldn't have the Grand Slash problem where when we watch the tournament, there's constantly people just doing Grand Slash over and over to get a hard knockdown. You have no recovery options. You're just falling down to the ground. If the developers just made recovery options and gave players an opportunity to get back in on their opponent. Honestly, they're just patching the game until where they're doing the bare minimum because they don't want to put in the maximum effort of actually going back to look at Tenkaichi 2, Tenkaichi 3, and actually like, okay, why couldn't you do this before? And why are people still finding a way to do it now? Because when they implement a patch, it's so bare bones that when it's done, finding a loophole is easy. People, that loophole you just found for Grand Slash, people found that day one, like within 10 minutes because it was done with such low effort. All they really had to do is just give you recovery options and put in features that Tenkaichi 2 and 3 had, even 1 had in the game to make it so where you can't really do those things. I honestly believe like if the devs really did that, it's not about the players exploiting it. That's the issue. The issue is just being in the developers not putting in enough effort to make the game play exactly how it should be played. For example, zoning is so prominent in this game that it seems to be promoted, but really, if it's like you say, the developers patched the game to where they want you to fight up close. If that's the case, the Dragon Burst dash, where you do the home and dash to get to your opponent when they're far across the map, why do they change it to two key stocks instead of making it like BT3 where it should cost the distance you travel to your opponent? A simple change like that, they didn't go back and look at the games. That's all they had to do. Literally, that's all they had to do. With Instant Spark, they didn't add key sickness. All they did was change the amount of skill points it took to go back into Instant Spark. You wouldn't have had that problem if you added key sickness. You wouldn't even have to have changed the Instant Spark skill, the cost amount. Also, they didn't need to nerfing the Key Blast spam was good, nerfing the Giants were good, but they did it in such a manner that it made them ineffective. It's like when they make a patch, it's either they're removing something completely to where it's null and void and no purpose and using whatever they just nerfed, and people move on to the next cheese, or the cheese still exists in the game because they did the bare minimum to quote unquote patch it. It's like, of course, players are still gonna go and return to what they know because it's still there. Like, it's still there. You are Goku. If they nerf his Key Blast spam, which I'm pretty sure all they're going to do is either take out the air punch or make it to where it takes a little bit more time for you to input it again. But you still have the same issue of it doing hella damage, costing no skill to do, and there's no movement options for you to get in on your opponent. If this is a true Tenkaichi game, the reason why those games were good compared to Spark and Zero, and you hardly see cheese in those games, is because the way the system was designed, it didn't allow it. Quick dashing costs too much. Getting to your opponent costs too much to where the game seems to reward zoning. So you can't blame the players because the developers are not putting in the necessary features and making the right adjustments and the optimal adjustments to play the game. That's not the player's fault. It's players' fault for being corny to go do that. But if the game is promoting you to do that, which a lot of anime games are, how is that the player's fault? If the devs really cared, they would be like, you know what? Let me go look at Tenkaichi 2 and 3. Let me go look at the Google Doc that Hawks and all these guys developed, and let me actually see like, okay, let's make this to where it plays like a Tenkaichi game. Sparking Zero's problem is that it tried to be too casual friendly, and a point where it lost its essence of the skill ceiling that made Tenkaichi great. That's the problem. And the developers, they know that, but they think that the more casuals are in the game, the more successful it will be, when really Tenkaichi, even with all its like high level play, casuals can still go back and sit down and play that game without a problem. You don't have to worry about people continuously doing Answer Spark. Key Blast shouldn't even make you do a flip. They could have patched that out. Why does Key Blast make you do a flip? And there starts a whole reset combo. This is a Sparking Zero thing. This is a developer's thing. They're not going out their way to be more optimal and make the correct adjustments when they're just being lazy. Why do characters still have super armor in sparking mode? That's why people do the elevator shit, because they don't want to deal with sparking mode. That's not the player's fault. That's the developer's fault. If you can Dragon Dash and actually chase your opponent, if Dragon Dash actually try to where you stay on top of your opponent like BT2 and 3, and people that have super armor, you wouldn't have this problem. But what did they do? The bare minimum. Oh, we're just gonna take out the Key Blast and increase the skill stock that it counts to go into sparking mode. Why not add Key Sickness? Why not change it back to where skill points aren't so easily obtainable? You could just breathe air or get grabbed, and all of a sudden you have 3 skill points. Like, it doesn't make sense. That never existed, and that's the developer's fault, because they won't revert back to the way those games used to be, because games nowadays, they don't want you to learn the game. They want you to be able to just pick it up and play right after you die. They don't want people to actually go learn the game, have a skill, and have a skill ceiling. That's really what it is. They're lazy. They do the bare minimum, so that way when the patch is done, they think that, oh, we're fixing the game. When in reality, you're not. You're just creating more issues you didn't have before because you're being lazy. That's really my whole thing. That's why I disagree with the whole take that, oh, well, the developers put in a patch so where players are forced to play like this. But no, they really didn't. They really didn't, though. They really didn't. This game is still in almost the same state that it was when the game first came out. The only difference is maybe it takes a little bit more skill, but you're not rewarded. You're not rewarded for actually playing with skill. So why should I? I feel the people that, I ain't gonna lie, I feel the people that cheese. It's like, I'm playing with skill and I'm still getting fucked over by UI Goku. Gogeta doing a charged Key Blast that does 6k damage. Like, why would I want to play with skill? Like, why? That's just my whole thing, man. That's all I really want to say. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're streaming, but I really just feel like this whole Sparking Zero thing with the community being so divided, and this Tenkaichi 4, I honestly wish that, you know, it was just a better game and it played more like the original Tenkaichi games. That is just sad, man. And it's just a lot of things that could be patched, and they just need to patch it in the right way. They're not patching it in the right way. They're doing the bare minimum, and it's making the game suffer. Not only when it comes to gameplay mechanics, when it also comes to quality of life stuff. We still don't have a search bar for custom battle mode. We still are missing a whole bunch of content. This is the most laziest attempt at a Tenkaichi game I've seen. And people will have their opinions on that, saying, hey, BT2, BT3 hate, Glaze, whatever. Glaze or whatever. But it's a reason why people hold that game at such a high regard, whether you're a casual or not, bro. It's a reason. It's a reason why they were able to balance the game through each installment. And then we arrived to this, and it's like, oh, what happened? It's the player. No, it's not the player base, bro. Go ban Spike Chunsoft. Go blame Spike Chunsoft. Go blame Bandai, and go blame whoever the fuck. Go blame all of them, bro. Go blame Jun Furitani. They didn't implement this game to where you need to play with actual skill and actually be a skill ceiling. They don't want you to. That's my whole thing, though. So yeah, sorry to take up too much of your time.
No, you're good. I agree with a good majority of that in terms of like the developer doing the bare minimum. I've said that as well. I think since probably late PS3 era is when we started getting games like after Rage and Blast where they don't put no effort into this shit. And people buy it anyway. That's the main reason why they continue to do it. Because people just buy it anyway. It's free money. It's a farm at this point. But My whole thing with that is, and why I say it's a community effort on why I do blame them, is because at least majority on the content side, if that is most of the case, then why aren't more people talking about it? Why aren't more people being upfront about it?
I have something to say there, and this is the last thing I guess I'll say. That's actually, to put it quite frank, that's actually not true. These changes we've been asking and begging for since the game came out. Key sickness, not rewarding instant spark. It's still being a thing 6 months later. Something we've been asking for. Been asking for. The after image strike patch, it didn't even need to handle after image strike that way. The way we want after image strike handled was with key sickness, how it existed in BT 2 and 3. And they made a whole Google Doc. People are still making PC mods to have Spark and Zero play like Tenkaichi with the balancing mechanics of how they should have did it. So I don't agree with that take. You have the PC players that are actually making the game better than the developers. So I can't agree with you saying, oh, this is community thing. Why are more people speaking about it? You're speaking about it. Hawks is speaking about it in every stream. R Creeps, PC mods, Cherry. That person is making mods almost damn near every other week coming out to make the game play like the older games, because the older games are fundamentally better and the developers are not doing it. That's why. So the community do care. More people are talking about it, and you do have some people in the community that they don't want the game to revert back to that type of skill level because they think they won't stand a chance online. And honestly, I think if they made the game like Tenkaichi 2 and 3 in the aspect of balancing and gameplay mechanics, I don't even think those people would care about having a hard time online, because obviously you're going to have the players with a huge skill gap. They're going to be in the upper ranks. Bro, just think about it. Imagine if the game, this is the best way I'll put it, and I'll leave you alone. Imagine if the game released with the gameplay mechanics and the balancing mechanics that BT 2 and 3 had. Do you think, just hear me out, do you think players that cheese like they do or tried to cheese their way to the top and got in the top 100s, do you think that they will be playing against, like, in the actual top 100s? You know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't be in the top rank, so they wouldn't have to deal with people on such a high skill level, because high skill level people will actually be playing high skill level people. Like, rank wouldn't be what it is right now. It's not the player's fault. It's not the player's fault. If it was the player's fault, why did Bandai ban certain things at the tournament? Why? If it was the player's fault, why didn't they ban, yo, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that, play like this?
Well, because they don't care,
they
but...
it once. Well, go ahead, sorry.
I was saying, because Bandai doesn't care. Like, they clearly
Exactly.
don't
So
care
why should
on
the
that
players?
aspect.
So why should the players? That's my point.
Why should the play? Because these are the same players that are saying that they have an actual passion for the game. If you care about something, you would take care of it.
But your whole point is, look, I'm not saying that the blame is not on the players at all, but it's very minimal. Like, you're to me, what I'm taking it as that you're making it seem like it's 50-50 or 75-25. I honestly think it's 80, like maybe 80-20, 20% players' fault. Like, this is a Bandai or Spike Chunsoft thing. Have they just gone and just got the template of BT2 and BT3 and just implemented it into the game, you would have never had this disastrous launch. You would have never had this disastrous state that it's in. This is Tenkaichi 4. It should not be like this. And it's not the players' fault. It's the way the game was developed that allows these players to do what they do. Like, I just don't see how the correlation of it being mostly developer and mostly player base being the problem when this is the game that you gave the player base. I just don't see the correlation, especially this being a sequel. Like, a lot of those mechanics that when people heard this game were coming out, hey, yo, they better have this. Hey, yo, they better have this in the game. Yo, this should be returning. It should be in here. But it's not. And that's not the player's fault. And the way that the game was built, and the way that game is played online, and the way that nothing is being done about it, yeah, maybe they try to do a patch here and there, like I said, but it's bare minimum. So we're at the point where 5 minutes into playing the game, I can just go back right to the same exploit. Why? Because you didn't effectively make it to where the players can't do that. That's your fault. That's your fault. That's not the player's fault. Just because I found something. Now, maybe if they dropped the game and I had a glitch here and there and people was exploding like on some COD type shit, that would make sense. Like, maybe like resetting. I don't know if you play COD, but like resetting your tactical sprint. If you ran 75% faster than the rest of the players, It makes sense to patch something like that, like bare minimum. All right, cool. You can't do that no more. In this game, they just be like, okay, we're just gonna increase the actual time you can do it. That's not helping nobody. Obviously, if I pass the game, if I'm doing for a Tony, I patch grand slash resets, right? And I see that it's doing a hard knockdown. Why are there no recovery options? Something people has been asking in the chat right now. Shout out Grandmaster Hobbs. Why it hasn't, bro? Hobbs has been asking for this since like day one. Everybody has. Like you get knocked back and you can't do shit. You get sent to the ground and you just have to watch a 24K ultimate hit you in the face. Why would I work hard to play rank when people are doing the bare minimum and the developers are doing the bare minimum? So why the player have to work hard? That don't make sense. They're not actively fixing the game to where you get rewarded for playing how you're supposed to play. And me personally, I play the game like it's a Tenkaichi game. I try to do step in, side step. That's another thing. Side steps with invincibility frame, something that's never been a Tenkaichi 3 how it is. If I play the game like it's a Tenkaichi game, like it's Rage and Blast, because I grew up on those games. I love Spark and Zero, but I can't play it at a high skill level when I'm playing against people that get rewarded for doing nothing and the developers are not doing anything about it. You can have casual play to where people don't have to think, but you also need to have it to where there's a high skill level for people that do think and put in time. And for those people saying, oh, this is a party game, you shouldn't play it. If it was a party game, why do they want tournaments? Why did they have Grandmaster Hawks and another high Tenkaichi player have a whole expedition before releasing a trailer? They want this game to have a skill gap, but they're not implementing the things from Tenkaichi 2 and 3 for the game to have an actual skill gap. That is the developer's fault. That is not the player's fault at all. If I can get 10, 14K damage off doing a key blast loop and just shoot my way to Z rank and be in the top 100, hell yeah, people are gonna do that. As a developer, you should be like, oh, hell no, this is not how I want my game played. I've seen the level of competitive play that Tenkaichi games reach. It should not be this, and they should make the right and correct adjustments to where you cannot do that at all, or if a bit. Like, that's how it should be. It's not the player's fault. I think the player's fault in the community is the negativity as far as not being able to criticize this game. That's the whole problem I have. That's the player based fault. As far as the gameplay mechanics, bro, it's all on the developers. 100,000%. You can't get mad at somebody because you just wanna spam wild sense, you just wanna spam after image strike. The game lets you do it. Like the game lets you do it. That's not my fault. Hell yeah. The game on the line. If I'm in a tournament, you damn skippy. This for money? Hell yeah, I'm doing it. And who gonna stop me?
But that's for money though. In a casual sense, you would still say it's the developer's fault for somebody playing a certain way.
Yes, because if I'm gonna do it for money, you damn skippy, I'm doing it for free. I'm getting a win. At the end of the day, that's how players think. I don't play like that. I have clips that I have clips of me playing. I do not play like that, but I don't play like that. I don't condone that. If you do that, use a goofy. But I'm just saying that for the people that do that, how can you blame them if the developers make it so where you can do that? If you're purposely trying to find exploits, all right, that you're a goofy. But is it your fault? No, you shouldn't be able to find exploits. So many exploits to where that's how the game plays. On a consistent basis. I'm pretty sure you can find exploits in BT3, but is it gonna work? Is it gonna work how it works in Spark Zero? Absolutely. I'm willing to bet everything. Absolutely not. Because they made the game to where that doesn't fly.
Bro, I don't know. I think we are drastically underestimating how hard people would go to find stuff. We wouldn't know because we didn't have Tenkaichi back then. I think if we had Tenkaichi 3 now, I think people would still be looking for shit. That would be crazy. Would it work as much? Would it work as much as Sparking? No, but I do think there would still be that element of like, how the fuck is this allowed? Why is this in the game? I think it would still be a factor. The only difference is we didn't have it then because I feel like the mentalities were different.
Though?
Yeah.
A factor? Well, what do you mean by factor? Like, what percentage are we talking though?
I think a pretty large percentage. We don't understand or we haven't seen what Tenkaichi 3 cheese, in my opinion, on a greater scale would be like. Because I feel like some of the greatest players on that game play neutral. They have the mentality like us. So they ain't looking for that shit anyway.
Why is that? I'm so glad you said that. Why is Spark Zero has no neutral? That's the problem. That game allows counterplay. The game developers develop it in a way to where you can have actual counterplay to people that may do flying things that you can exploit. This game doesn't have that. This game is punish you for movement by costing hella resources. So, and it wants you, it's a zoning fest. When you get in close to your opponent, you're not rewarded whatsoever. And Tenkaichi 3, I agree with you. It probably is exploits, but I doubt it's to the point to where you're saying that it's gonna be like how it is. Like, oh, it's gonna be a lot. Like, nah, bro. If it was a lot, I'm pretty sure Hawks would have probably covered it when he talks about the comparisons for Spark and Zero. When he talks about Spark and Zero's comparisons to BT2 and 3, he does show like some things that you can do in BT3 that's a little OD, but it's never to the point to where it's like Spark and Zero. Never. From all the streams that I watch, and I'm subscribed to, I'm in the streams all the time. To the point that I've seen is never like that. And it's like you said, there's neutral. There's neutral. You cannot have neutral in this game because it doesn't allow it. Because it costs just to move on these humongous maps. Number one, you can't have neutral here. You just can't. The only problem that BT3 will have, and I'll stand on this, and then I'll leave, and you can get back to your stream. Sorry for taking up some more to your time. I do appreciate it.
It's a good debate.
I do think that if Tenkaichi 3 came out today with rank, the only problem to me, and those in the chat, I guess you can, or you yourself can just let me know if I'm wrong. To me, the only problem that it will have, which isn't really even a problem, is that people will try to use quote unquote meta, but the way Tenkaichi 3 is set up, even the quote unquote meta characters, you can still use somebody that's not meta and do fairly decent compared to how you would do on Spark and Zero due to balancing, damage, movement, freedom of just style as a player, and the balancing of the game itself. And it having little to no exploits. You can't get out of back shots in this game unless you super counter. And Tenkaichi 3, you had emergency blaster wave. That's not even in this game. But that's just some of the things that I just be talking about. Why didn't they implement that? I just don't get it. I just don't get why they didn't implement that. Why is super perception to get out of a combo still one fucking skill point? This game is a mess. It's just a mess it's a mess. You don't get rewarded for anything. You get rewarded for playing mindless. So if I get rewarded for playing mindless, if I can accumulate points, if I can win matches, yes, I'm going to use the strongest character, and I'm going to do that because the developers didn't develop it in a way to where you can't. Even with Rage and Blast has problems too, but isn't. No Dragon Ball game has, not even Xenoverse, and that's a CAC game. Like, not even Xenoverse has this problem. I had to go back to playing Xenoverse and Fighters because of this game, and I don't even like those games. I wanted to be a Tenkaichi 4 fan, but yeah, man, I don't know. Yeah, that's just me though. But I'll get you to agree to disagree.
In terms of Xenoverse, I mean, like I think by far Xenoverse is far more unbalanced in this game in many different aspects. Many different aspects.
To the point to where it's a spam fest though.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. I went back to Xenoverse and I had a way better time dealing with OP characters than I do in this game. I can chase my opponent down. I have a freedom to move. I feel like I'm in quicksand every time I'm close to my opponent. And this game I move so fast when I'm doing combos, but when I'm trying to sidestep or dodge or do anything, I'm in quicksand. It's like the game wants you to play fast, but it doesn't. And that's the problem. It wants to be Rage and Blast 2 / Tenkaichi 3 so bad, it just doesn't work. It doesn't even have the balancing that Tenkaichi has at all. It doesn't even have Rage and Blast 2 like recovery. Like, like you're just flying back for every character flies back a certain amount of distance and then recover. And you're stuck in the whole animation. Why didn't they make it to where the more you mash R1, the more you can recover and get right back in on your opponent? That's just the type of balance that I'm talking about. Like, it's just non-existent. Gohan has glasses here. Like, I don't know, man. But yeah, I feel you though. But yeah, I'm gonna let you go. I know you got a chat to attend and your stream. I'm gonna still be in here watching. I appreciate you having me on, man. Much respect. This is my first time ever like really visiting your channel, so I'm definitely gonna subscribe, bro. You're cool. And yeah, I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree. I just hope the game gets better, man.
We just need a better game. Those are some valid, fair points, though. You definitely made a lot of good points that I agree with. But for sure, man, I appreciate you coming up here and explaining why. I can see a bit of your perspective here.
Appreciate it, man. God bless. Take care, brother.
All right, you too, man. That'd be debate. Is that a fucking Hercule?
W stuff, man. W stuff. If that hits me, W game. Mr. Satan! Head ass. Alright, y'all. We're gonna hop on Bleach after this. We're gonna respond to some more of your comments, but I definitely saw a lot of his good points. I definitely don't think Xenoverse is more balanced. That could just be my personal experience of what I've dealt with, but CAC is existing in that game in the first place, which is the main selling point, is the main reason, in my opinion, why that game's a circus. Like, key blast spam, nat code, there's a million different factors, in my opinion, for that game as to why sparking is better. But I haven't played in a while. Maybe they released a patch that I just didn't see. I have no idea. I haven't played that game since like a year and a half now. Since my last guide video. So I honestly wouldn't be able to tell y'all. But I agree. I think developers need to also take accountability. Like I said, I think in terms of what they offer for the bare minimum is what allows a lot of these mechanics to be had. I do think a lot of the choices that people make themselves is also something that should be accountable. But he makes fair points. Like, why would I, right? Why should I play more balanced? Why should I play with skill if I can just play loot Polish? And I guess the only difference is mentality. I would definitely love to see like how the game of Spark. I would love to see in the current era what Tenkaichi would look like. Me myself, I've never really played Tenkaichi competitively. The most I played was Tenkaichi 2 Crazy. Raging Blast 2 was my first Dragon Ball game I took really seriously. So I don't even know too much about Tenkaichi to that level. From what I'm hearing and what I've heard from people, like obviously it's mechanically more balanced. It makes more sense. But I would love to see how, because I think people underestimate Dorks, bro. I think y'all genuinely underestimate how crazy like some of these people are in finding this stuff. I think it would definitely be more difficult for people to find cheese and exploits, but I think somebody would find it, bro. I think despite how balanced Tenkaichi is and the mechanics that they offer, I absolutely 1,000,000% think that in this current day and age, with the current environment we are surrounded by, that people absolutely would somehow, some way find something that is just fucking retarded. Absolutely. Nigga, did you just blow up the planet? I didn't know that his beam blows up the planet. What the fuck? This game is so unfinished. What the did that hit me? The fuck? Oh shit, I forgot he had a fusion. Calm down. Yeah, I just think it's highly underestimated. Like, yes, I think Sparking Zero makes it way too easy. I absolutely agree with that. But I would really, I would love to see how Tenkaichi would do in this current environment, bro. I still feel like despite characters being viable, that people would find a way. Just find something, anything. The simplest stuff, really. The simplest stuff to make the game like, what the fuck is this shit, bro? Aww. Don't be like that. And this is my last character. First you'll see, now you'll die! Oh, I'm dead. Psycho Barrier! Oh! You shouldn't play with your food, boy. Turn around. I can't go out like this. Not yet. Oh, I like you. You're fun. Want a beam clash? Let's see what it looks like. Nothing like my bro. Is this a beam clash? Oh shit! I didn't know that. The peak. I don't know why I'm not meter burning. Like my life depends on it, because it fucking does. Which one is that? Is that me or him? I don't know. I think that's me. Oh, that's him. Oh! I thought that was me. I'm fucking screaming. Good game. All right. We're not getting off this game without playing Broly. If I'm playing PC, we're playing Broly once. It has to happen. PC Broly mod goes way too fucking crazy. Appreciate y'all support, by the way. W debates. That's another reason why I actually do like this community. Y'all aren't dork-like. Niggas can have a solid debate without being childish and having different opinions respectfully. So W. Unlike a certain niche, I know. Unlike a certain group of individuals, I know.
What? You disagree with the CEO? Dork? And...
I think he's a little too white here. That's kind of cursed. But then again, he does have the anime shading. Damn. Difficult. Okay. Alright, we're gonna finish this match and go over to the bleach. He said, let's go! Nah, I had to do it. Somebody gotta do it. What's worse? What are you talking about? What's worse? What's worse? Beta would have helped to have the game player's voice heard before the game drops. No, that I agree with. I've said that part as well, Extreme. That I agree with. Betas should happen. The reason why we don't get betas is because they know that if they put out the beta and it's not what people like, if there's no actual fixes to the actual game's release date, their sales will drop massively. So if they drop a game and it's not even finished, you know, the game drops next month and they're doing a beta and it's not finished, the sales are going to drop like a rock. If they don't announce the game being pushed back further, then nobody's going to buy it. So they can't have that. They got to make their quota. Which at the end of the day is why Bandai just should stop getting licenses, because the truth is, I believe the people who made Sparking Zero want this game to work. I believe they actually wanted this game to have long-term success, but I feel like Bandai in their little pockets denied them extra time to actually perform a better game. To make a good game, it's not that simple though, bro. I don't think you guys understand that developers and publishers are two different things. Like they got people to answer to. The same way like some people have managers at work, that's their managers, bro. They can't just drop the game whenever they feel like it, or, you know, they can fight for the case and say, sir, I don't think it's intelligent to do that. They can say, sir, you know, we would like more time, but at the end of the day, Bandai signs the final print, bro. That's the signature. If Bandai says, y'all gotta have this done by this day, that shit drops or you don't have a job, bro. That's how that works. So I agree, but again, it's the company thing. This is Bandai, bro. Which is what President Rose be trying to tell niggas, and then he gets, you know, memed on for. But I agree with President Rose on that a lot. Which is, we just need another company to be having these games. That's a monopoly thing. Bandai get the games up, bro. The company may want the game to be well, they may have good intentions, but if Bandai's supporting it, y'all might as well give it up. I might as well give it up, bro. I should have waited. Oh! Not bad, Dad. Okay, I didn't block. It's okay. Stand proud, Gohan. You did well. And Yellow Bar. Kakarot! Kakarot! Crazy that didn't hit. Kakarot! This netcode is atrocious. I can't even chase him properly. It's how bad this netcode is. I'm like 3 seconds behind. I got all day. I'll just wait.
I'll show you what I'm made of.
Holy shit, bro. This is crazy.
Get a load of this.
I wish that tracked better. That'd be so peak. This is so behind. This is ridiculous. Oh my god. It's a good thing I'm blocking. Oh, this netcode is ridiculous, bro. I can't even do anything. Just let him kill me high key, bro. This is unplayable. I can't. I can barely dodge, do anything. It's so unplayable, bro.
Now for the fun part.
Just kill me for real, for real.
Not yet.
Terrible netcode, bro.
I knew it.
Can we at least all fundamentally agree that niggas need to just get better routers, though? That can't be on the developers, because niggas just don't have good net. At all. That shit is atrocious, bro. I don't know why niggas get on here with dog shit net like that. That is... Come on, bro. They need to be stopped. Yo. Guys, I don't know why it keeps doing this, but it's not showing my...
Right now, there's I can't. Right now, there's not a
It's not
single
showing the
thing I
PS5
can't do.
screen. This is not... I don't know why it keeps doing this. Discord. Browser. Not looking good, y'all. I don't know why it's giving me a black screen. This has never happened. This has never happened to me. I might have to add a new source. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. This has never happened. Hold up, y'all. Let me see. What is this shit called? Jesus, I haven't used this application in forever. Fuck. There we go. If this doesn't load, then it's a bug. This has never happened before. My PS5 is on. I can see the screen. I'm looking at this shit. It's on. This has never happened. Hey, I'm gonna hard reset my PS5. That might be it. So I'm a boomer. Yo, Kefla broke the game is crazy. Let's see. Oh god, this is crazy. Not the PS5 acting up. They don't want me to play Bleach on stream with y'all, bro. That's crazy. That's wild. This has actually never happened. It won't even show up on the display. Let me see something. One moment, please. That's all it says. They said, nah, bro, you playing PC today. That's insane. Uh, the only way to fix it would be to restart Streamlabs, and I'm not doing that shit, bro. Might have to just play fucking on PC. I don't want to though. Hmm. Right. It's on, but the display isn't picking it up. Interesting. Oh no, Kaizen. That's not good at all, Captain. Oh no, Captain. Nigga again. You start stream? Bro, nah, because then I gotta get all the numbers back. Hell nah, bro. I'd rather just play Bleach on PC. The chance of, even if I just refresh it for like 1 second, bro, I don't think y'all realize how hard it is to steamroll viewers, bro. That shit is gonna take me another 3 hours to do. I'm taking a nap at that point, bro. I'm gonna sleep. They just want me to play on PC. That's what it is. They just don't want me to play PS5 right now. They're physically not allowing me to play PS5 right now. Oh no, Captain. That's not good at all. Keep in mind this has never happened again. This has never happened before. Stream may cut, y'all. Stream may cut. I'm gonna try something that's very risky. If the stream cuts, then y'all will catch me tomorrow live. But if it doesn't cut, we'll try to do it this way. There's definitely a disconnect somewhere. I could unplug my Elgato, put it back in the system. I could try and put it up back in the system. The pain. This is too much of a drag. I don't want to do this. Go ahead and try this. See if it works, yeah? Might get whole chat. Wow, I'm still live. That's the first time that I didn't do that. Okay. That's good. Game capture. Oops, wrong one. PS5.